Hey guys, this is Katie Dozier and Collin Moshman for CardsChat.com, and today we're going to be checking out what I think counts as a pretty high stakes tournament.
If $25,000 is high stakes.
If you don't think it is, we need to talk, son.
Yes.
It's high stakes for us, that's for sure.
Definitely, and this is a WCOOP High Roller event. We're going to play this right now. And some top names here. Wouldn't you say, Katie?
I would say ZeeJustin is certainly a top, possibly the top name in high stakes tournament poker these days, and he is playing as ZeeJustin, of course, his old screen name.
Yes, and he was in the last shot of high stakes action video, as well as Skywalker, True Teller, Lazignum.
I think that's lasagna nam. That's how I like to read that personally. If you give yourself a name that has an Italian food in it, that's what I'm calling you.
You know what? That's a great point. That's a great name. And I love that name. What do you think? I think here, I like this jam, right? He's got only 6 blinds. He's got to shove it in.
I would really not like it if he min-raised or did anything besides shoving. So I'm glad to see Lasagna knows how to play that pasta.
Yeah, doing exactly what he should. I think he would jam with any pocket pair here. And True Teller, I think he's a high-stakes cash guy, and he calls here, which I think is a mistake considering that he's exposing 700,000 chips, effective with the blinds, a real disaster if somebody jams on him.
Yeah, I know I'm not playing the 25K here, but I totally agree. And I just think that that's the kind of call that looks like a cash call, where a lot of times in cash, you're going to be deep enough that that makes sense. But it's because of ICM that I don't like flatting there. Shoving, I would be way more okay with.
Yeah, definitely a spot where you've got to tighten up some because of the stacks and the blinds. And here ZeeJustin is going to have to call, getting better than 4-1.
Yeah.
So he's tanking, but I expect that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I expect so too. He's just getting too good of odds, even if his hand isn't the most exciting, and even if he's going to be playing this out of position, of course. So he flops pretty well with mid-pair. A wet board, though, of course.
Yeah, he doesn't love this flop, but it's going to be a strong enough hand that he's pretty much going to have to call at least one bet, unless Lasagna bets super big.
Yeah, that's true. But a fairly standard size C-bet. So I think ZeeJustin's going to have to call here.
Yeah, it's one of these situations that's really tricky because you pretty much have to call, but at the same time, what's going to happen at the turn? That answer is a lot easier when you hit a turn like this.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised, though, that he doesn't actually lead there.
Yes.
Having hit the unexpected 2-pair, 3-heart board. What do you think?
I think it's a very vulnerable made hand. I think it would make a lot of sense for him to bet right out. But against this actual hand, I think Lasagna has no choice but to continue to bet for value and protection.
And that's probably what Justin Bonomo is figuring here.
And an all-in, it's the special sauce.
The special sauce.
Yes.
The special sauce is only top pair. It's not special enough to win the hand.
No, it is not, apparently.
No, a well-played hand. Definitely by Justin Bonomo. Surprise, surprise.
Yes. And here's another one. I think Pro-Zero is going to open this hand into 2 mid-stack players. Jack-9 off, definitely strong enough.
Yeah, I would definitely tend to go ahead and min-raise here, given the stack size dynamic that's just so important, obviously, late in MTTs.
And assuming ZeeJustin folds, Monotero is going to have to defend his King-9 off. He could jam it or flat it. But Justin Bonomo calls.
He's not afraid of playing out of position. Maybe I wouldn't be either. Justin Bonomo.
Right, so I mean, for me, like, suited King-10, I would definitely flat here. King-10 off, I would fold. And what that goes to show is that Justin Bonomo could learn a few things from the Mosh.
I don't know if that's what that goes to show. I think it is a bit of a tricky spot with the King-10 because obviously it is a solid hand, but the stack dynamic is what really makes it, to me, close in a bit of a difficult spot.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I would have definitely folded. And this is one of the great benefits of watching the high-stakes guys. You get to learn from them, see their approach. In another spot that seems kind of surprising, possibly, Bonomo just check calls with King High in the gut shot.
It was a very small C-bet for that board, though. And so I think that ZeeJustin knows, I think that if he's flatting here, he has to win without hitting some of the time. Obviously, some of the time King High is good here, and I'm sure he's factoring that in. But still, it was a pretty weakly sized C-bet for that board.
Yeah, I mean, He had second pair. He had something to back it up with. But you're right. ZeeJustin is going to be using that sizing to his advantage. Now, do you think he's going to turn his hand into a bluff on this pretty coordinated river card?
I do think he's going to.
And you were right.
Bam, he does. He does. And it's, what's surprising to me is not the fact that he bluffs, because I think that he has to, if he's played the hand as he has, he really has to stab once the turn goes check, check. But I'm surprised that the stab is like a third pot.
Yeah, absolutely. So pretty much like he might get a 7 to fold, but I think too often he's going to get hero called. I'm surprised Prada's going into the tank. He's got second pair. He made his range look weaker by checking back turn. I think this is a very standard hero call, getting 4-1 odds.
Yeah, I don't even. It almost isn't even a hero call. It's just with the size. The odds that he's getting being really good. It's not like ZeeJustin is betting, 800K here or something.
Yeah,
wow.
He folds.
He gets the fold. Wow, what a boss. Justin Bonomo coming off pretty well, I would say, in his hand history.
Absolute end boss mode.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he got a jack to fold there with that sizing.
Yeah. So possibly acting on a specific read he had, but very impressive play. Here I would fold the 5-4 suited because the effective stack is relatively low for this kind of suited connector hand. I
think, though, it depends somewhat on if, True Teller making that flat earlier that to me looked like a cash game flat, those types of players are going to tend to not 3-bet shove as wide as they should, as tournament players and tournament regs are going to. So I think that makes it a lot closer with raising.
Okay, fair enough. And I think True Teller would have shoved the pocket threes there if Bonatero had
He might have flatted, though.
You never know. And ZeeJustin, I think, can go either way with his Queen 9. Probably as the mid-stack, I would lean toward folding, which might not be a surprise considering I'm a nit.
I don't know if you're quite a nit, but I like folding there, too. Even if Queen 9 would be a hand we would open a lot of time. Again, stack sizes really aren't great for opening into the big stack there. 2 stacks to your left that have great reshoving stacks.
Yeah, that's a great point in the stack distribution. 2 reshove guys to the left, big stack in the big blind. And look at this. Skywalker, he could have made a late 3-bet pre-flop. Instead he calls and he just nails the flush.
Snap check that flop. I'll tell you what. And that's a really surprising check back, I think, on that 3-spade board to check back with king high. I definitely would have c-bet there, personally.
Yes, yeah, he's got top pair, he checks it back, and Skywalker here, assuming that he bets, which I think he has to, Bonatero is going to know that he's under-repped his hand so much that he just has to call down any bets unless a spade hits.
Yeah, if I was Sky, I would definitely be setting it up here to play for stacks. I like this sizing, if that's his plan, to go ahead and bet almost full pot with the plan of being able to shove the river with it only being a nominal overbet. Yeah,
definitely. And this is a great card. Super disguised premium hand now.
Yeah, just, go. And I would be feeling not bad if I was Bonteru. Also, however you say his name. I'm not the best with name pronunciations off the cuff, but that's okay.
Neither am I. Bonatero, I'm not sure. Either way, I think his top pair is going to be looking pretty much like the nuts at this point of the hand.
Yeah, definitely, with how under-repped he is.
What a small sizing. I don't know why he bet so much to the turn just to bet that little at the river.
He could have stacked him, that hand. Come on. He could have stacked him.
Yeah, Bonatero gets off cheap for sure.
Yeah. Feeling pretty smug about his check back with top pair on the flop.
Yes, he is. He definitely is.
Yeah.
So Skywalker is probably going to be doing a lot of open limping, generally at 35 blinds. Here I'd like to see you raise to apply pressure to a mid-stack.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really not open limping, I think, anything with this stack distribution here.
Well phrased. And Pratu has a hand that Skywalker does not do very well against.
No, he doesn't. But, King 7, we want to keep in mind, heads up, King 7's a great hand normally. Pretty good,
Great.
Great. Gotta be optimistic when you're playing heads up, okay?
Yeah, I like it.
You only get 2 cards, son.
So I think Skywalker's normally just going to give this up. He could put out a late 3-bet to something like 1.1 million to apply pressure.
That would be interesting for sure. I mean, a flat, that's a pretty big out of position flat there. I think that... Wow!
Oh, he jams it in!
Wow.
And Prada's tanking. This is going to be a massive
I really hope he
fold.
didn't actually tank. I mean, he had to click the snap in that scenario. Wow.
So what a tremendous limb shove. Now this looks pretty spewy off the top of my head at least, but do you think, playing devil's advocate, he has a lot of fold equity considering that Prado is a mid-stack?
No, I do not think that helps things. Prado being a mid-stack is going to tend to tighten his range. He also raised fairly big, which I think makes it even more likely that he has a hand, not necessarily as much of a hand as he has in this exact scenario, but I think that indicates a lot more strength than it would, say, early in an MTT without ICM concerns. Proto is obviously going to be very aware of his mid-stack status and how that affects his range.
Yeah, that's a great point. And we want to know too, what do you guys think? Is that last hand a great play? Is it a spew? So definitely let us know what you think. And thanks a lot for watching. This has been Katie Dozier and Collin Moshman for CardsChat.com.